Love is that which stands with what is best. Do you see that? Without any expecting any return back. Well, if they don't do something, it's up to them. Fine, let them do whatever. But from your side, you do whatever is good for them. Whatever is the best. Do you see what I'm saying? When the respect for everybody in you grows, irrespective of whoever it is, you start loving everyone. Love for everyone becomes more. No doubt when you see somebody who's your experience starts happening. See, once you have entered a path, you may do anything, but the experience has started moving in that direction. One day you may be simply sitting in the lake and watch birds fly or fishes go up and down. That itself can bring an experience at that moment. But it's not that bird there that made that thing happen. A seed has been sown and the seed takes a little while to sprout, come, and your spiritual journey goes like that. Don't be greedy, don't go on for a shopping, a spiritual, what I'll learn here, what technique I'll take there, whatever. Just one place, any one place you get and be there. Have a sense of belongingness, a sense of love there. And if it just gets in one place, I'm sure this question does not arise at all. You ask any of our teacher, all the teachers here who have been, or many of those who have been in the advanced courses for quite some time. This confusion doesn't rise in the mind at all. Because mind is fixed, stabilized. It's beyond doubt, beyond question of choosing which is my guru, where I go, what I do. No. It's fixed, it's very obvious. And it's same with people in any path. See, any people in anyone, they are completely there, fulfilled, satisfied. Hmm? Then the search where you are not searching what is really. Hmm? They respect everybody. It's not that they become rigid or stiff or fanatical. This is the main thing in our group, in our people. So much joy, so much glow, so much light. That we respect everybody. Recently it so happened when I was in Delhi. Another saint had come. People said, oh, he's a Brahmagyan, he's a very enlightened man. Then he's very old, 75-year-old, and he would like to meet with us. And they wanted to arrange a meeting between our group and their group. So some of our people went. We went there. And we just sat for a few minutes with some talk. And our people, when we were returning, our teachers and our people who were with me in the van, they saying, oh Guruji, how those people are so stiff, and there was no joy in them, there was no playfulness in them. They were not laughing and they're all so stiff. Maybe they have some knowledge, but people are so serious and it was so frustrating. I told our people, look, don't criticize them. Don't see what they lack, but see what you have and be grateful for it. One thing is you can criticize that group. Oh, they say self-inquiry, who am I? They do all these practices and they're a nice old person and good. Yet they have one dimension. They have perfected in some one dimension. Go to another group, you see, they are so much into devotion. They are perfected in one dimension. But since here you are open to so many direct dimensions, and there is all things together here with you. So you play and you laugh and you smile. You serve and you fight and you do all things. So you have more colorful, multi-dimensional thing. It appeals to you, that appears to you that others, they are so dull. Don't criticize them. You be grateful for what you have. See that life has become so multi-dimensional. To be grateful for that. You could have been there. You could have been elsewhere. It's not that yours is superior and theirs are not superior. And if it feels that you are being in a more nicer road with flowers and more gardens and country road or scenic, you are driving on a scenic street maybe, or on a highway maybe, just be grateful. The lack in other person should bring gratefulness in you, not criticism. That really helped the people, shifted their whole way of thinking. Thank them because they gave an opportunity for you to be grateful for what you have. Do you see what I'm saying?
Dear Panditji, last night I was thinking of all the ways that the Divine has blessed my life because you told us to see ourselves as most important to God and to see the fullness and be grateful. And then I was thinking of my childhood and my mother leaving me when I was only 5, and I was not grateful. I thought if I was that important to God, wouldn't I have had a better family condition growing up? It reminded me also of a friend of mine whose legs are paralyzed and has to use sticks to get around. He says that he doesn't want to surrender to God because he doesn't believe God really cares about him to leave him in this condition for his life. How can he or I feel that gratefulness and love of God that you were talking about last night when we have had these things in our life? Jai Gurudev.
Mm-hmm. See, if you just look at what you don't have, you can never be grateful. And everybody can think in the same direction. You say you don't have a family, someone says they don't have better health, another person says they don't have good wealth, another person says they don't have a position, another person can feel the same way, said, oh, I shouldn't have been born in the White House. If I were a son or daughter of somebody in the White House, it would have been much better. Or why shouldn't I have been born in Buckingham Palace? Don't have to do anything, just be born there and that's it. Part of a royal family. You can never feel grateful. Do you know many gods who stand in the Buckingham Palace and their children, how they would feel. Every day seeing the queen and the prince and the princess coming out and having everything to do. And they are there just serving. They all desire, oh, we should have been in their place. You see that? Don't focus on lack. Look at other people. Someone has to use wheelchair or structure. Just look at other people who are blind, other people who are dumb, who are deaf, who have other faculties that they miss in life. At least be happy you are here. You could have been born in Ethiopia, in the hot sun. If people in Ethiopia think about you, they say, oh, you are much better off. There is no end to it, If you want to be grateful, you can be grateful at any time. I think I have told a story about this before also. A master and a disciple were doing a lot of service. They were doing a lot of service, and for the rainy days they used to go to their hermitage up above in the mountain. And when they went this year, they found half of their hermitage was damaged by a storm. And the disciple, so angry, he said, what God you are. We have been devoting our lives to you. We have been serving day and night. All 8 months, 9 months. These 4 months of rainy day, we come to rest in this hermitage. Couldn't you protect this small hermitage? Why didn't you have to destroy that in a storm? So disciple was very angry, frustrated. But that very same moment, the master was so happy, he was dancing. He said, look at the mercy of God. He could have the storm could have damaged the whole cottage. But he has saved half of it for us to rest at least. Of all the job in the world, he took such great care to see the storm does not destroy our cottage totally. Saved enough space for us to be in. Situation was the same, but the way these two people looked at it was completely different. It's like you can say something is half full, or you can say something is half empty. Upon where you put your sight, no? How you view it, how you look at it.
Dear Master, I just saw downstairs a poster saying, in front of such infinite joy, all little joys here and there are like dust. I feel the infinite joy in a group such as this one, but at home when I'm alone, more often it is these little joys here and there that keep me going. Is there something wrong with that? Jai Guru Dev.
Why this question? Because you feel something is wrong in the little joys that you experience. Your own consciousness is not letting it happen. That's why you are asking the question, isn't it? You know well that small things, certain things that you seem to take pleasure, does not really give you pleasure, it only promises you some joy. And when this awareness grows more and more solid and more clear in you, you become more matured, more profound.
Gurudev, you are the one. Many of us are not from a background that has a living master and disciple-devotee relationship. I would appreciate greatly having someone from India who is here and has this background to give us a short 10 minutes or less introduction on how we can show respect to the Master in our behavior around the Master. Topics such as what to wear, how to sit, how to address, how to ask a question, etc. I have heard several ideas from others on what to do, but they are often rumors or conflicting. Jai Gurudev, I love you.
You be your natural self. What you learn naturally is really, there is no formalities here, there is no formality at all. There is no need for anybody to tell you what should be done and should not be done. Different place, different tradition, different customs. And we are universal, we take on everything. If you go in India, they welcome you with sugar. If you go to Russia, they welcome you with salt. If you go to Belarusia, the moment you go there, the ceremony, they make a bread and salt reception. Means they bring a bread and a cup full of salt in front of us, salt they give. If you do that, if you bring salt in India, it will be very derogatory thing. And if you give sugar instead of salt in Russia, it may be really equally not a pleasant thing. So these customs and traditions vary from place to place. Like we say here, we say like this. Means what?
Good.
Number one, very good, victory. If you say like this in India, it means I challenge you. If you show like this, they don't see it as a good thing. So this person is trying to fight, So these are different, very different places, different. Here in the West, bowing down is not considered to be very nice thing. But in India, if you don't bow down, you are not considered to be a dignified person. All over in the East, in the Orient, in Japan and other places, whoever, doesn't matter, you have to bend down, bow down. If you don't do that, it's not good manners. Simply, it's not a polite way. But here, if you do that, it's not a very nice thing. Why people are, So these are different habits in the way of expressing oneself. And we go by whatever is wherever. Because our knowledge is much beyond just gestures and habits and gestures. These are all exterior things. Do not mind so much of it. When we are in different places, countries, we respect whatever the tradition there prevalent. It's better so that it doesn't become very shocking. If we are in India, We go by the Indian custom. If we are in South America, we go by that custom. We adopt all that. When we are here, we do what is done here. Don't you think that is more practical and proper?
Dear Panditji, thank you once again for your responses to my questions. I feel myself moving forward again, and it is very beautiful. One thing I hear you saying to me is that I have been going too much in the direction of being a spiritual consumer and need to allow myself to flow more in the service direction. This opens up a whole can of worms for me, so I'm just going to let them out and offer them up to you. About a year ago, I found myself spontaneously and almost uncontrollably drawn into a lot of service. At first, this was almost unimpeded and filled my life with bliss in every direction. The sense of connectedness with you, the warmth and mutual enthusiasm I experienced with fellow servers, the increased light and love in the lives of all those who came to know you through our efforts. But then I started running into all kinds of crazy obstacles. Ideas I presented met with increasingly cool reception for one reason or another. Occasionally I have found a little project here and there to help out with, but essentially I decided that the message for me was in all this was to just relax and enjoy the knowledge and experience that are available to me, and quit trying to assert myself in areas where my efforts really seemed not much needed or wanted. Also, my heart got so bruised that a lot of my initial motivation was thwarted. So that that is all ancient history now. I offer it to you just to be free of it. Please take it all and erase it from my heart and mind entirely. With all my heart, Jai Gurudev.
See, when you go out to do some work, you'll meet all type of obstructions, obstacles. This only makes you more stronger. This is to see how much you are committed. Whether the work happens or not is secondary, but how the work makes you is primary. If you are strong enough, then the obstruction does not mean anything. You will smile through it and walk through it. And if you think you are weaker than the obstructions, you will just drop it in the middle and try to run away. You see what I am saying? Many times you take up something, a project, or you do something, and then suddenly you come, I want to drop it and run away. I don't like this person, this person, this person. No, you are failing, whether the project becomes success or not. Project may become success, but if you have failed, it is of not much value. Even if a project fails, doesn't matter, but if you are successful, then the project will eventually become successful. See what I'm saying? Don't step back because of oppositions. Oppositions reveal truth. Oppositions bring in patience to you. How patient you are. Oppositions help you. They are like the manure. It may be foul smelling, but that foul smelling manure brings up the crop so beautiful, so well. So don't run away because of the manure. So just take it as it is. Again and again you emphasize your point, maybe twice, thrice. It is said to do something wonderful there will be many obstructions. If you want to scold somebody, there won't be any obstruction. If you want to do something bad, there won't be any obstruction. There won't be any obstruction, no? If you want to do something bad. Not as much. If you want to do something very constructive, obstructions come. That very thing is a sign you have to move forward. Don't mind about it. See what I'm saying? I'm not telling you should unwantedly put more obstructions. If it comes, when it comes, if it comes, don't be put off by it. Move along.